Okay, so right here we have, now we're going to go into the collage aspect that deals with the cutting of the paper and the arrangement. So first thing is first we have, again, we have, going to do a woodland scene, and that's the scene that my student has chosen. So the first thing we have to really look at, we're going to look at what we talked about, is we talked about the colors. We talked about how that works in terms of the woods, and how there's some nice warm and cool colors happening in this. So here we have, so we're going to take that and try to put this in an abstract form on our collage. So we have right now, we have the colors. I'm going to just go ahead and put them back in a stack. And we're going to start with a black sheet of paper. And the black sheet of paper works well because it helps the bright colors stand out more.
Nice.
And so that's going to give us the opportunity. You could use white, but black is something that can really help you. And there's some other techniques you can use to, again, use gradations to fade things out that help blend in with the black paper. So we're going to start out by looking, we've chosen the colors. So here we see some nice greens, light and darker shades, and because you might see that in the actual photograph. We have some warmer colors as well. We have some orange and yellow and reds, some nice fall colors. But I think it's good to also add in some other tones. So we have some oranges here, a little deeper orange, and I think it's important to bring in some browns. But I think this is okay what we got to get it started. So we're gonna the first thing I always look at is I look at the composition, the direction, and therefore from that point we can determine the shapes. And in this case, we have some really nice,
Tree trunks.
you have some really good trees, thin trees. These look like they might be a type of oak or a type of birch tree that we're going to use, and they're all moving in a repetitive pattern. They're all moving in obviously a vertical, but we also have some nice diagonals happening in there as well from fallen trees. And so we're going to try to duplicate that in a more expressive manner. And just like we utilize the methods of cubism, or we utilize the method of abstract expressionism, where we're going to just look at the shapes and we're going to look at the directions. And so first let's deal with the shapes. So I think there's some of the things we really want to kind of look at. Let's look at the greens. And the greens tend to be attached to the browns, but we're going to kind of add that to it. So
a little slanted.
So we're going to try to take maybe some triangular shapes, some oval shapes, but we're going to make them a lot larger in format. We're not going to really try to duplicate the forest, but what we're really trying to do is duplicate the shapes and the direction and expand our ability to see things differently in terms of our artwork itself.
Right.
So right now I'm going to ask, I'm going to go ahead and work this out with Eric. We're going to, with my student, and we're going to start with the shapes with the leaves. So Eric, I think it's a good idea we take some of these leaves right here, and we look at the format, and I think right now we see some nice triangulars. So let's try to make those shapes. So we're going to take our scissors, and we're going to start with the corners, and we're just going to kind of go along and make some triangular shapes. And the first thing if you just take your scissors and angle, you start to really get some nice geometric shapes that that can start to resemble and overlap into some nice shapes, and into some nice patterns that don't necessarily have to be leaf, but they have the feel. We're looking for the feel and the emotion in this, and that's the most important thing. With abstraction, we're trying to evoke, like any painting, you're trying to evoke the emotion of something, of the viewer. But in this case, we're really trying to utilize our colors to give a feel of something, and to still evoke that emotion, a feel of a forest scene, that calmness, that serenity.
And the serenity. Yeah, there was another idea that I thought of. I even thought of that. Let me see here. I thought of this too, but it's too late. I got it already.
Well, that's kind of neat. I think I like that. I think I like the, let's let the viewers see this. So right now, my student is pointing out some really nice formats right here with the ferns, and I think that could actually be interesting. So instead of trying to, cut that out and make it a part of it, let's see if we can duplicate that. So let's look at the format with the fern overlapping right here, and they're very elongated in shape. So let's try to see if we can duplicate that feel with our scissors itself. So I'm going to just kind of start automatically. I'm going to take a curvilinear approach to the shape, and right here right here we have some really nice
Curves.
Right, really nice curves. And the key here is we want to make sure that those curves, they don't have to be exact, and they don't have to have but they can have a nice, we're going to kind of bring in some, I'm going to go into them a little bit, and we're going to duplicate the feel of the foliage a little bit. So you see right here, just kind of looking at the fern and looking at looking at how it falls. We're just going to make a few of these like that.
Or exactly, that's another way.
In this case, a good question is posed. You're using an X-Acto knife. You could, but I think that in this case, the scissors are more effective
And quicker to use.
and they're really more flexible to use. Yeah, you can really, if you just kind of let yourself flow a little bit. These are looking more like banana leaves right now than ferns, but we're going to just kind of take it on the other side here, and we're just kind of make these a little rigid. And I'm sure with practice, you can duplicate just about anything. Really try to make it so it's got a good repetitive feel to it. And I'm really trying to take that yellow-green, that yellow.
Chartreuse.
The chartreuse. We're going to, for our viewers' sake, the light green and dark green.